could you talk a bit about the tax on gratuitous transfers, the MTG tax?
The DTMG tax is the succession tax or gift tax.
Oh, yes.
It's taxes that you pay when you die. So your beneficiary, your children pay for these taxes when you die. Or if you make a gift, you pay also duties. And as I said before, it's between 45% to 60%, more or less. So the rates are quite high in France.
Right.
It's not like in the US where you have exemption until $12 million.
Oh, yeah.
So I am familiar with that. But in France, exemption is much lower.
Is there any way of legally structuring away from it, or it's unavoidable?
No, there's some way, because in France, you have a principle, you have to pay a high amount of taxes. But since the taxes are so high, the government is always obliged to invent rules which allow to pay less.
Oh, okay.
So if you are the owner of a large company, you have a possibility, even company which are less well known. I mean, there is a possibility to avoid 75% of the tax with what we call the loi du trail, which allow legally to avoid 75% of succession duties or gift duties if you meet some conditions. Okay. So there are always ways to avoid these taxes, but you have to plan for that before you die. Yeah. And it's easier if you have a large succession than a small one.
Okay, so it applies to transfers whether it's gifting while you're alive or upon your passing. Okay, gotcha.